Mets and Yanks both struggling in different areas, respectively, for their team. Mets are getting great starting pitching. Yankees are not. Mets bullpen, that was a question mark going to the season. Shaky. Yanks bullpen has been absolutely fantastic, with only like two or three pitchers out of that pen for them having ERAs. Chapman still with nothing. Darren O'Day with a 0 ERA. Justin Wilson, Loizaga, all these guys, they're high leverage guys, are just throwing up zeros. Early on, though, you're wondering how can that continue? And this early on, it really can't. They got to, at some point, get length. Both offenses are just not hitting with runners in scoring position. They're getting guys on. Yanks are hitting into a ton of double plays. Mets are striking out in at-bats that matter. But it's early on. Mets have only played 7 games with the rainouts and the canceled games with Washington. Yanks are playing their 12th game right now, currently down 3-2. Judge has 2 solo home runs. Corey Kluber just not pitching, he's not sharp right now. And hoping that you can get a handful of starts out of him this season. And hoping that he can get into some sort of groove, but got to get lengthened out. He hasn't pitched 5 innings yet in a start. So, Mets are 4-3. Somehow, we're all panicking. Now they're tied for first in the East at 4-3. 571 winning percentage. They swept the doubleheader. Took the twin bill, both of them against the Phillies. Taijuan Walker pitched very well yesterday. 8 strikeouts, went 4 1/3. Stroman, probably the best I've seen him in a Met uniform last night. 6 innings, no runs. Made very quick work of the Phillies lineup. Was going to go out for that 7th inning. Ended up hitting. He walked with that little bat flip and little shrug on the way to first. We loved that. He was just on the bases for the entire inning, so it didn't make sense. Familia comes in, works a clean 7th, and they get 2 very big wins with Peterson now pitching tonight, and it was Aaron Nola last night. So they get to their ace. Today is Zach Wheeler, former Met, against David Peterson, and Wheeler's probably been their best starter. And then tomorrow, we're hoping that it plays, but it's supposed to be raining all day, so you might not even see DeGrom go up against the Phillies at home. So it was great to get 2 wins in a 4-game set that could turn 3. This could be tonight could be the last game of this series if we get another rainout. And then the Mets go to Colorado, off day Monday, then they go to Chicago. Yankees, though, just have, last night, boring game, down 6-0. At-bats haven't been good. Taillon struggled. They're just not getting anything from their starters. I mean, outside of Garrett Cole, there's not one starting pitcher that you're going into the start confident going like we're seeing a strong 1-run 6-inning outing. Garrett Cole, to be honest, is the only exciting thing on this baseball team right now. LeMahieu's not hitting well. Judge has been, after being in the lineup, like I said, game going on right now, he's got 2 solo home runs. So that's very good signs. Stanton not doing anything. Hicks got back in the lineup, started to hit a little bit last night. Just not good situational hitting. They can't rely on their bullpen giving them 6 innings a game. It's just not how the season works for 162. They got to be able to get consistent outings. And going in, you thought, all right, they need to be healthy, but you thought Taillon and Kluber, and we don't even know how many innings they're going to pitch this season, with the fact that they have a total of 1 inning combined over the last 2 seasons, with both getting injured. Taillon didn't pitch last season. Kluber pitched 1 inning for the Texas Rangers, and then had season-ending surgery. Jump back to the Mets. Brandon Nimmo looks fantastic. On-base percentage of 600. It's friggin' phenomenal. Drove in 3 of the 4 in the nightcap. Really the one guy that's truly seen the ball well in that leadoff spot. Lindor, extra base hit. Mets were down 1 going to the bottom half of the 8th in the first extra in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. Eighth inning was an extra inning, being a 7-inning game. Pete ties the game. They work around. VR gets the game-winning hit. Nice fight, nice good win. And then last night, you felt really good about that win. Just solid effort all around. You got 6 scoreless innings. They hit when they needed to. Bases loaded. 2 out. First pitched right down the pipe. Nimmo jumped on it. Drove in two runs. And VR drove in. He got the start in the nightcap, and he drives in a run with a double. They got the first game. They actually got key hits in. So Conforto got hit on the wrist in the early game. I feel like it might have been a scheduled off day. Just take a seat just because he's been struggling so much. More early game, he went like 0 for 3 with the hit by pitch. Just still has not seen the ball well. Jeff McNeil hitting the ball hard again. Got robbed by Bryce Harper last night. He just made another good catch. He's seen the ball very well. Dom hit another home run yesterday. All in all, it seemed after 5 games, the Mets lost 20 games. You wake up today and they're 4-3 and they're in first place. Just like that. What a day of 14 innings could do for us Met fans. Yanks are 5-6. They win today, back at 500, or they're 5-7. As New York fans, you might be worried. Again, it's like 2 weeks into the season. I think this team's still going to score a lot of runs. But I can understand fans being annoyed and a little bit concerned and pressing, even if it's 12 games. Like I said, they are boring. They haven't hit. Gleyber Torres hasn't done anything. Urshela isn't hitting. LeMahieu's hitting 270 uncharacteristically. Dude's usually over 300 for the entire season. Last 4 at bats, I've seen DJ LeMahieu, and he's grounded to 4 double plays. And Stanton hasn't really done much outside of that grand slam this year. Jay Bruce has done nothing. You brought in Odor, he got got a clutch hit a few nights ago. That's been about it. Gary Sanchez has been your best hitter, to be honest. Or you're getting the most offensive production out of your catcher position, especially with Higashioka hitting 2 home runs a few nights ago. And that's why you have Gary DHing today and Higashioka catching. And so they surprisingly, you have both your catchers in the lineup, but those are the 2 best offensive guys you have in the last 4 days. 3-2 game. Kluber, oh, look at that. Just as we're in time, they're up 4-3. Urshela, 2-run single. So they're up 4-3 in the bottom of the 4th in Dunedin, Florida. And you're hoping Kluber can... He's at 73 pitches with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. If he can get through a quick 4th, he's got to get through 5. It can't just be Garrett Cole, and it's something that, as Met fans, we thought, it can't just be Jacob deGrom. Mets starter ERA is 2.3. Outside of one, blunder start with David Peterson giving up 5 runs in 4 innings in that first start, and he goes tonight. He's got the 13.5 ERA, in that very short sample. DeGrom's ERA is a .64. Stroman's is a .75. Starters have been fantastic. Taijuan Walker's got a 2.3 ERA. Walked a few guys yesterday. Would have liked to see him to get through 5, but, Joe West was so bad. He was, again, had a good 4 innings, and then he just stunk up the home plate, umpiring. On Twitter, you saw there were three pitches he called strikes were 3.5 or 5 inches off the plate. How's that possible? You saw it against Bryce Harper. You saw it against Michael Conforto. It went for both sides, but it was just absolutely terrible. Don't panic. Mets are 4-3. Yanks 5-6. Could be 6-6 if they win today. The hits are going to come. Runs are going to come. This is the starting pitching. You don't know what the Yankees are going to do with starting pitching. Montgomery's been pretty solid for you. Been your second best. They sent Herman down after one start. I don't know what Aaron Boone does. Bullpen's been so good, but you can't. It's April. You cannot tax the bullpen this early. You can't get 7 or 8 from Cole and then 3 1/3, 4 1/3, 5, 2 2/3. Not going to get it done. Mets play tonight. Let's see them get a 3rd win in a row against these Phillies. Another little tidbit. Phillies stink on the road. Let me tell you something. They are 5-1 on the road and, 1-4 on the road since like 2018. They have a home winning percentage of like .580 and then a road winning percentage of like .360. It's the largest difference in home road splits. They're not good. Wild day of baseball yesterday for the Mets and Phillies. Crazy stuff. All right, that's our New York baseball update for this week, but DeGrom tomorrow, hopefully.